So it's really critical how you approach this and where you start. And one thing I really want to make clear, guys, is for basically all bite scans that I do, I always start as posteriorly as possible. And one little tip I like to share is, because I see this with a lot of newbies to scanning, is that don't start the scanning button before you enter the mouth. You want to move into position and then start the scanning button and then start taking your bite scan. Because if you start the scanning button outside the mouth and you're trying to move into position, it's really likely you're going to capture like some of the lip or something like that. So you move into position, start the bite scan, and you want to be as posteriorly as possible. Usually around the 6s is enough, around the 7s. And you want the scanner to be basically facing the occlusal table, perpendicular, right facing the occlusal table. And what you then do is you move forward, you move anteriorly. While moving the scanner, you're almost, bodily movement of the scanner up and down as you move anteriorly. And the reason why you do that is in that little window of the scanner, you want to capture both the upper and lower teeth while they're in occlusion, and also 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters of the gingival tissue, because that is going to give you your most accurate bite scan. And as you move forward, you may notice the software brings the teeth together. And one key tip is that I would give it a little bit more data. I usually like to bite scan four or five teeth, so typically up to the canine. And it's really quickly, guys, you shouldn't be spending more than 5-10 seconds on this. And the other thing to realize is that, on the contrary, not only should you give it more data, I don't think you should give it too much. I see a lot of people constantly going over the same area. Once it is aligned, you can give it a little bit more, maybe a few more teeth anteriorly, and then stop. You don't need to keep, ironing the area, as I like to call it, where people keep going back and forth. So to show you this in practice, this is what it looks like, guys. And the Medit software is really cool. It has this 2-color effect where initially it goes this light green and then it goes this dark green. And I'll play this again for you guys. As you scan, you'll see that it's gray, and this is what the software is capturing. It will go light green when one arch is aligned, and then it will go dark green once the other arch is aligned. And that's really what you want to aim for, and it's usually very, very quickly. Now, one thing about alignment of this sort of data, you can obviously do a manual alignment. I personally try to avoid that at all costs, quite frankly. I mean, I feel like the automatic alignment should be, as it says, automatic. And given, if you've given the software the right data, it should be very quickly. If you're constantly scanning an area and it's not aligning, it should, raise red flags for you and to start troubleshooting and thinking, why is this not happening?